The second he started talking about Obama, I was like, oh, he's guilty.
Yeah.
Also, like, why are you talking about Obama and treason?
There's a whole ecosystem of right-wing podcasters that are made up like of political activists and defunct journalists and a bunch of types, but also like comedians, you know, like Joe Rogan and this Andrew Schulz guy. I don't know much about his comedy. I do know that he was very instrumental in getting Donald Trump elected this time around, platforming all of these Nazi ideas, these fascist ideas, these anti-democratic candidates like Donald Trump and these bootlickers like J.D. Vance. They love having these types on, covering for them, making excuses for them, yucking it up at the prospect of mass deportation. And Andrew Schulz yesterday on his podcast, is really letting MAGA world know that he is embarrassed. I think he feels humiliated by his role in providing Donald Trump cover for the Epstein crimes. He says as much here. He has followed it as close as anybody else. He's had Kash Patel on his show, I think, all of these idiots he's had on. And now that Donald Trump really does appear to be guilty, it really does seem very possible that Donald Trump has and it seems to be maybe, possibly, who knows, a bridge too far for Andrew Schulz, who here in this clip says as soon as Donald Trump started talking about Obama, he was like, oh, he's guilty. And I'm not talking about Obama. Watch this.
Trump is like, hey, the base thinks vaccines are fucked up. RFK, get in there.
January
Research
6th,
the vaccine.
they want him out.
They want him out. We're putting him out. And this, he is rebuking the base. Like, almost like spitting in their face. Like, they are asking for it. He campaigned on it. He puts Bongino and Cash in there, which might be the stupidest thing in the history of the world. Like, why would you put the two guys that have nonstop pounded the pavement talking about how we're going to expose this Epstein thing, and the second they get in there, like, you better shut the fuck up.
Yeah, to shut him up.
Go on Rogan, lie. Like, it is a very peculiar thing. It worked in that I think it moved any of the smoke off of Trump, because at least for me, I was like, there's no way that he's involved if he's putting Bongino and Cash in who have campaigned on exposing it. Like, why would you hire those guys or appoint those guys, right? So I'm like, he can't be. But the fact that he will not touch this, and then this last week, him doing the bullshit distractions,
Bro.
dropping the MLK file. Like, who asked for the MLK file?
Yeah.
Who asked for MLK?
You know what's funny is I'm not a huge conspiracy theorist, and I was initially like, the Epstein thing for me was just the last straw in terms of you not getting things done. And I was like, yeah, I'm sure there's some smoke, they'll release it. But the more they're doing to hide it, the more I'm like, oh, they're hiding something crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't necessarily, I was like, there's probably
The
something.
second he started talking about Obama, I was like, oh, he's guilty.
Yeah.
Also, like, why are you talking about Obama and treason? You got a guy who has sex with teenagers that you are protecting.
Also, some of the lies are other pedophiles.
Yeah.
Trump is protecting other pedophiles.
Facts.
Like, that's what.
Other pedophiles. Impregnated in that statement is that Donald Trump himself is a pedophile. If he's protecting other pedophiles, right? There's a lot there. If you're looking for this episode on their YouTube channel, it's the one where Ezra Klein is the guest, formerly of Vox. I think he's now with the New York Times, a popular podcast. He's acknowledging that Donald Trump is spitting in the base's face. I mean, that's to put it lightly. He's called them stupid. He's called them all kinds of invectives, people who are getting bamboozled by the Democrats or whatever. That this new conspiracy theory where they want to arrest Barack Obama, despite the fact that he has unlimited immunity from prosecution while covered for acts in the presidency, just like Donald Trump. I guess his presidency is not legitimate enough because he's a black guy. And only Donald Trump gets that kind of special treatment. That's where we are here. Like, what are you talking about, Obama? You got a guy who had sex with teenagers that you are protecting. Here is why this is so great. It's because MAGA world and these younger voters, low propensity voters, they watch this show. They respect Andrew Schulz. They get their news and their worldview from dipshits like this. Comedians. I guess it's only a step down from getting your news and information and way to think about things from a guy like me. But I worked in politics and around politicians for years and years and years, decades. I understand the system. I understand the Constitution of the United States. I understand the military. I understand the formation of how things get done in this country. I don't know how much Andrew knows, being a funny guy, if that's what he is. Again, I don't know much about him. But I do know the influence he has in this world, and that is what's most important. That people are listening to this, people are hearing this, and they will absorb it. Because when they go to their other podcast, whether it be Joe Rogan or some other right-wing dipshit, they're going to be hearing the exact same thing or something similar from a different viewpoint. And it'll start to cause them, their support to evaporate. They're going to start seeing the forest through the trees or whatever the saying is, and realizing that the thing they once believed based on the words of Donald Trump isn't true. They'll start piecing things together that if the Democrats created this list, why'd they hold on to it forever and not release it, trying to damage Donald Trump? It doesn't make any sense that Obama and Hillary Clinton and James Comey and James Clapper and John Brennan and Susan Rice and Joe Biden, that all of these people created, fabricated, criminally doctored U.S. intelligence to hurt Donald Trump and then not release it. Donald Trump's the one who promised to release this and then dispatched over 1,000 employees of the Federal Bureau of Investigation to scour the case files for his name. And back in May, he was told, "Sir, with tears in my eyes, I regret to inform you, you're all over the fucking Epstein files, bro." And then it was decided, we're not going to release this. Screech, tire screech, sound effect, enter here, boing. We're not doing it because it will implicate Donald Trump. So I guess between May and now, it was them trying to fabricate a story, come up with some kind of a narrative that would distract the base, but that's not working. Because this has been the thing that they've had a lockjaw on. This is the thing they've been attached to for years. QAnon and other elements, disparate elements of conspiracy land that believe this to be true. That there's this cabal of rich people who have an organization where they drink blood and kill babies or whatever. There are great gradations of the nuttiness here. But Donald Trump's not doing himself any favors in MAGA world. And this is a choice piece of that. What do you think? I would enjoy your perspective here. You can comment below in the comment section. You can also call and leave me a fewer than 3-minute voicemail on my voicemail line, 714-576-4054. And of course, as always, you can email me daily@dollemore.com. If you want to help support this work, I would appreciate that very much. Click the join button below this video right here on YouTube. And for $2 a month, you can become a channel member, help support independent media. Very important. You can also go to patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast and help support the work there. Same deal, $2 a month. I would appreciate it very much. Follow me on social media if you're around. I am @Dollemore, and I will see you next time. Be genuine. Take care of one another.